What's going on, good people? It's your boy Eric Taylor, Big E Astrology, back with a new video, continuing my Neptune series, finally getting to finish it through the signs. This is a deep one, going into the future. And it's hot outside, so I figured I'd be inside. And this is Neptune in Gemini. Oh yeah, this is starting May 12th. 2052 until July of 2065. And I plan to still be here for this. This would take me up to 95 years old. So this is a fascinating energy. You know, Neptune is about 164, 165 years through the full 12th house zodiac wheel. And we'll get to the chart. I'll explain it to you. But I just want to talk about the general energy, and then we'll look at the chart. But for the chart, it is an Aries ascendant, with Neptune and Gemini in the third house. There are no accidents. All right, and that chart ruler Mars for Aries in Pisces. And it's very much close, it's very close to a full moon. It's Taurus sun in the second house and the Scorpio moon. So it's right before the full moon, like the day before, Scorpio moon in the eighth house. So what is Neptune? Okay, this is your spirituality, your creativity, your imagination, right? It's nebulous. It's mystical, mysterious. Gotta have your crystals. Neptune is associated with Pisces in the 12th house. Neptune dissolves energies. It's the subconscious and unconscious mind, fantasies, dreams, illusion, delusion, lying to yourself, deception from others. It's magic, but it's also chemicals and addiction. With Neptune, that creativity and imagination goes into film and photography and poetry, art and dance. Neptune is also fog and confusion. This is where you don't see things clearly. Neptune, will put like a veil, a fog over your eyes so you're not seeing others clearly. Now think about this time. During this time, Pluto is in Pisces. We're in 2023 as I'm recording this. 2052 is far away. But is it really? Neptune is something that is in the spiritual realm, in the 5D. And in 2052, Earth is going to be in at least 5D. So what's Gemini? The mutable air sign, masculine energy. Gemini, the twins, the mimic, the court gesture, the logical, analytical mind, quick wit, the actor, the artist. And Neptune and Gemini, it's like the magician. Gemini is about its friends and hand skills, the lungs, shoulders, wrists, the ears. So when I think about Neptune and Gemini and during this time from 2052 to 2065, oh wow. The communication is going to be beyond spiritual, beyond intuitive and psychic. It's literally going to be like sending messages from your mind to other minds. It's light language. It's almost like Pluto and Gemini, but it's different because this is also where you can see some mental health issues, extreme challenges with the nervous system. There could even be 4 fingers or a 6th finger. Mutations. right? With people losing writing skills, who knows, with Neptune Gemini, you may literally be able to type out on like a floating whiteboard or on your computers whatever you think. You just think it and it starts to type. This is, this goes back, I guess, all the way to the late 1800s, but this, it's always about me going forward in the future. Neptune and Gemini is, you think about the third house, siblings, neighbors, cousins, elementary school, local community, your neighborhood, social media. It might not even be that at that time. Everything may be a smart house, smart home, smart reality, but there could also be the free energy. The third house, you're dealing with the communications, you're dealing with transportation. Neptune and Gemini is almost like floating, or humans flying, or cars flying, or us transporting by the oceans. Maybe there is no accident that the chart ruler of Aries ascendant Mars is in the 12th house in Pisces, exploring the seven seas. But there's definitely, with the sun being in Taurus, there's an energy at this time during this ingress of Neptune leaving Taurus and going into Gemini. Well, it happens when the sun is in Taurus. So there's a correlation, right? Sun and Venus don't always get along. The sun in Taurus, though, is very practical, pragmatic. The throat chakra. But it's our food and reality to physical body, getting grounded in the physical body, and our connections to material items, money, food, luxury items, things you collect, the physical earth, the jewelry, the crystals, the gems. Will we be back on the gold currency? This happening on the Taurus Scorpio axis and almost on a full moon. Well, this chart and this energy at this time is speaking to us, really speaking about our values and our money and other people's money and the extreme discipline and focus. The lunar mansion is on the Scorpio moon, focused on the Saturn energy of being able to be extremely loyal and long times of focus and concentration, extreme discipline, dealing with other people's money, dealing with the occult knowledge, the metaphysics, the ancient herbs and oils and things underground, the minerals, the oil, the blood of the earth. We can't destroy the earth. The earth will recycle, replenish, and eat us alive and destroy us. Neptune in Gemini is really an experience of spiritual skills being heightened, having the force and energy come out of your hands, hearing things on a whole nother frequency. Siblings being able to communicate. I think about my twins being able to communicate in the spirit realm, in your dreams. This is deep. This generation, these people born at this time, and hello to you in the future. These are my great grandkids, and my children and grandchildren will be alive during this time. But, try to close your eyes. They will deceive you, and open up your third eye and really tap into Neptune and Gemini in the third house. Like I said, I'm going to bring up the chart, but really think about, is it Kevin Costner's Waterworld? Well, the only transportation is in the seas? Or is it just being able to communicate with the collective with a universal language? Not just light language, but even the existence of other beings that are communicating with us here on Earth. That potentially can be a powerful experience. And you have to be open. You have to consider, all things when you think about 2052. And obviously it's, more like a 13-year run. So it's like, basically almost like 4.5 years in each um, deacon. So the Gemini to 56, 57, then the 61, 62, the Gemini Libra, and then the 65 in July. I think it's right on Independence Day. There are no accidents. Being the Gemini Aquarius deacon for Neptune. And you'll see when we go to the chart, but Jupiter, Uranus are in a conjunction in Virgo in the 6th house. This is divine healing knowledge where we can heal human beings with our words. Our food can be replenished. There won't be these poisons and toxins in our food. And there will be this humanitarian service where you can see that people may be able to even communicate with animals. 6th house, small pets. But I'm sensing and downloading and feeling that Neptune and Gemini, is a time where every human may have their own network channel that you can choose to upload and record just with your words and share with the collective. So I can watch someone's story or life in Turkey or Saudi Arabia or in Detroit or in South Dakota or in Ohio or Michigan or Florida or New York City, California, Arizona. California might not be here at this time. But do you know what I mean? Like, so that we can all kind of upload what we choose. And it makes us connected in a harmonious spiritual realm through our communications, through a pointing or a button push. Just boop. Reporting live, Eric Taylor, Biggie Estrada, you know what I mean? So birth charts will be floating. I could be able to show you the chart floating and just move the planets around with my finger. And you could see Neptune and Gemini, and I could bring it back and move it forward just with my finger, and it would switch time, move the sun, like tap on it, and move. It's something that you have to really do the breath work and deep meditation to understand what's going to be happening, to see this in the future. Because this is definitely teleportation, mental telepathy. This is being able to maybe even be able to see the ancestors that have passed away. This Scorpio moon in the 8th house, this is being tapped into the thin veil between death and rebirth. Being this midwife, doula, death doula, and like ancestral spiritual doula, where we can all probably tap into this energy in the collective to, see. I mean, who knows? You may be able to see the souls before they enter Earth. Tapping into the book of life. You just have to have faith. You have to, be connected to God's source energy. Understand the powers of what God and Christ consciousness has instilled in us and what we have access to as spiritual beings. 2023, we're going through the greatest recordings of the solar flares and affecting the human residents and the cells and DNA of humanity in itself. Even for those who aren't awakened and are still trapped in a matrix, they are going to morph and ascend. And it's our job for those who are aware of this ancient wisdom and aware of human design, numerology, tarot, magic, shamanism, astrology, to vibrate from the heart chakra of pure love. Things are going to get hectic to 2027, but as we leave the solar plexus and go to the heart chakra, this is where we change the storyline. You have power. You're not a victim. This is what I teach you when I break down your chart for you. As an astrology teacher and as a professional astrologer, Neptune and Gemini, you'll see like you're a co-creator of the universe. But you always have to exist in gratitude, right? I tell you, I'm like, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. But I've experienced and know things that maybe some of you haven't seen or know. And it's not like I'm special, although I am, but it's more about in terms of, when you have a near-death experience, what you see in the spiritual realms, it changes you forever. I am a new being and a new man, right? Almost dying, 40 days in a coma in 2021 in September 6th, October 30th. I sense the Mars in Pisces at this time, Pluto and Saturn in Pisces, opposing Jupiter and Uranus in Virgo. There are no accidents. The, rebellious nature of Uranus opposite Saturn, and they're not in exact opposition. Jupiter and Uranus are higher degrees. You'll see when we get to the chart. But you have the Mars-Saturn conjunction, and there's this exploration for travel to foreign lands, to mastering energy through Tai Chi, through Taekwondo, through Reiki and energy healing. The 3rd house is your skills and self-efforts. Neptune and Gemini, oh man, it's going to be powerful. And remember, the fact that it's an Aries rising chart, this is like an energy that it's going to be authentic and beneficial for you to be authentic, authentically you. Being grounded in your body to the earth. And being able to see everything with the Scorpio moon in the 8th house. There's that focus and patience for the money, whatever that is at that time. Gold, silver, crypto, or just no money at all. Just an abundance of minerals and vitamins and resources and free energy. Why not? Have the deep water faith, claim and speak the reality that you want. Right? I'll be 82 and I'm sure I'll still be doing astrology in some way. And maybe my children or grandchildren will be continuing on Biggie astrology. And if not, that's okay. I might give birth to new apprentices that teach astrology with my philosophies and my style. Right? I'm a Western tropical astrologer that uses the whole science system with principles of evolutionary astrology and principles of the Vedic. But I'm just a natural investigator trying to get to getting to the truth. This is why knowledge is love. And I'm always here to bestow and share this knowledge. And Venus is in the 3rd house in Gemini. This speaks to having Venus and Neptune in the 3rd house. There's this very social, spiritual energy. The communication is about there's this like hand-to-hand exchange of everything. Gemini and Venus is so verbal and will become so spiritual with Neptune there. This could be really magical. Healing with your words, speaking love and spirituality into existence. You have no idea. So I think it's about that time to get to the chart. Neptune and Gemini. Are you ready to see 2052 to 2065? Let's do it. Biggie Astrology. There we go. So, like I showed you, or like I told you, so see, it's 2052, May 12th, Neptune and Gemini until 2065. And it's an Aries rising with the South Node and the Ascendant, okay? So when you're looking at this chart, you start off, even though the focus is here, Neptune and Gemini, okay? We're dealing with this 3rd house energy, and Neptune ingressing into Gemini and Venus being here. But we have to look at the chart ruler. This is how you break down a chart and start off with it. We're not going to look at every single placement and everything. I gave you the general energy, but the emphasis is here on Mars, your willpower, your drive, your energy, right? Boyfriends, brothers, movement, travel, blood, surgery, right? So this is also a time where, there's an emphasis on foot surgery. But Pluto here, you can be very magnetic to the collective. This is about traveling and moving to foreign lands, import export business around the oceans, the seven seas, and maybe even past Antarctica and being able to get to the extra continents and foreign lands. If you know, you know. But this is definitely, you need to burn off the energy that Aries ascendant has a plethora of in order to get restful sleep at night. Okay. And the South Node being here is about humility and sort of separating yourself from the I am energy. You've already mastered that. And so now it's more of a focus and an obsession on creating harmony and peace, Libra North Node, right? Seventh house, with others in partnership and relationship, seeking balance, having fairness with the material items and values that we have here with Venus, Gemini, third house, and with the Sun and Mercury in the second house. So there's a great focus. Your senses are very focused on practical, pragmatic things. So Neptune and Gemini can have you, really have spiritual access to these things through your words, your hands. So whether it's 4, 5, or 6 fingers, whether it's, different mutations or just different levels of communication, and this takes away from just the basic logical analytical mind. This takes it to another realm where it's your thoughts and words, they're no longer linear. They're abstract. They are floating charts where you like, choop, when you move the South Node back and forth to the 12th, and, and the time shifts and the planets rotate just by touching a finger, and the chart floating being 3-dimensional, So it's important to be able to understand and visualize these things. But you see this, this powerful energy of the Jupiter Uranus conjunction. Look at that, Jupiter, Uranus, and Virgo. Now, the 6th house grows and gets better over time. Jupiter benefic doesn't always do so well there. Plus, it's debilitated in Virgo. Not a death sentence, I always tell you that. This pushes the energy of her chart for growth, but it can expand health, work, service, humanity, pets, co-workers, boss, hygiene. And Uranus, the spiritual awakener, getting those downloads, the central nervous system. When Jupiter and Uranus, we're going to have that this summer, right? In Taurus, when you have Jupiter, well, it won't be this summer, but it'll be, remember Jupiter's in Taurus until May 25th, 2024. Uranus is still there till 2025. So the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is going to be, valid in the next year and coming up. And so for it to be here in 2052, but in Virgo, trine to now in 2023 in Taurus, this is really about spiritual expansion of service and tapping into the collective, being able to, this is where I'm saying you might be able to communicate with the animals. There might not be a need for work in terms of work for earning a living. It may just be the service to the collective and humanity, the exchange of knowledge and information in your daily routine. Virgo the Virgin, a lyrical surgeon. It is the wheat and the medicine, biology and finance. This is, this is heavy. You see that we've got this Capricorn midheaven, Juno there. So, and even the Chiron wound, where, there's a marriage to the legacy and achievement and the career and work, the jungle. What does that mean, though, really? Because we're separating with the Aries South Node, the K2, from the I am energy, from the initiating, from the spark, and we're moving to the Libra North Node. So there's a focus on how we're relating with one another in humanity. Okay, that's important, and that really, that there's that trine energy, and it's not exact, but there is that just energetic, like, trine of the Libra North Node to Neptune in Gemini. But obviously, we have that with Venus. So Venus, there's anytime you have Venus in a harmonious aspect with the North Node, it can indicate extreme popularity or fame. Okay, so Venus North Node conjunctions, right? The Rahu energy. It can make you bigger than life. You see it in a lot of celebrity charts, even in this day and age in 2023, if you're watching this in the future. But even the trine can show that. The easy flow of energy, very harmonious. It's a beautiful aspect. So, and the seventh house is an indicator of fame. Mercury in Taurus, this is about the cooking of the food and the communication being so smooth, calm, practical, pragmatic, enjoying the comforts and luxuries of life so that you can just go work out at a gym at 8 o'clock at night so you're prepared to get good, positive sleep. But if you don't heal the subconscious mind with the Pluto and Pisces there can be a lot of mental, I told you Neptune and Gemini, a lot of mental issues, narcissists, nervous system, by being bipolar, Pluto 12th house is extremely magnetic energy, but it can speak to sexual abuse, confusion, just all types of things in, the home. The 12th house is the bed pleasures for sleeping and for sex. And it's the subconscious and unconscious mind. So with Pluto, your soul psychology, you've got to take the Mars and Saturn and be disciplined to investigating it, to heal it. And the Scorpio moon being in the lunar mansion of Saturn, there is this emphasis of long hours, putting in the hard work. And what you can see too, that's really fascinating, is the part of fortune being here too. So with the part of fortune being in Scorpio in the 8th house, and the Lilith, your tribe is the Scorpio energy, your instincts, you're illuminating all the secrets. This is an investigator energy. And this moon being in trine to Mars, it is being the spiritual investigator, exploring the thin veil between death and rebirth. Neptune and Gemini will give you the gifts and skills to do this with ease. Saturn squaring Neptune. This is like telling you, to achieve this, it's going to be important to have the spiritual discipline, to tap into the Mercury Sun in Taurus, the crystals, the gems, the stones, the new soil on new earth that can lead us to all different types of skills and spiritual abilities. But this is going to still be on you to initiate it with groups, in partnership, in relationship with others. Because if you stay isolated and alone, Saturn, Mars, and Pluto, it can confuse, clutter, and really corrupt the mind. So you got to do the healing and put in the work. Uranus and Virgo in the sixth house, and Jupiter in Virgo, sixth house. It's wanting you in an expansive spiritual way to share your blessings, beliefs, philosophies, and fortune by being of service to humanity, being in sync with the animals. All of that. It's really, this is magical. So, I think that's mainly it, but I just want you to understand your instincts are going to be very empathic. This is the chart for the collective. Now, if you're an Aries rising, this is like representing you, but you would have to lay this chart over your own chart to see how it plays out for you. If you're a Scorpio rising, the moon and Lilith will be on your ascendant at this time. You're a Gemini rising, Neptune and Venus will be on your ascendant at this time. That's how you look at it in terms of what your ascendant is. This is going to be Taurus season, May 12th. The Sun and Mercury will be there. Does that make sense? So, Big E Astrology, continuing, my Neptune series. I'll be ending off next with 2065. Like I said, I think it's July 3rd or 4th. I think it's July 4th. Neptune in Cancer. And then I'll be done with my Neptune through the sign series. I've already done Neptune through the houses. But this, you can also go and look at my Neptune in the third house video to give you more insight to how Neptune in Gemini is going to play out, because it's going to actually be in the third house. That's why I said there are no accidents. So that's, that's kind of magical to me in itself. And I think that we can all sort of relate to that type of experience and energy and intuitively tap in, and having like the Goddess of Harvest series here in the 11th house, right, in Aquarius. This is going to be, really, like I say, a slice of vegan pizza and kombucha for the collective. Health won't even be, what I'm sensing at this time is even a topic or a concern. Because the collective, we're going to have potentially the free energy and true, health for all of humanity. The soil is going to be replenished. The eternal flame Vesta, which you're encouraged to focus on. This is going to be on survival on this earth and how we handle things in a practical way so that there is expansive luxury for all of humanity. You could have something that's like a 2x2 inch, whatever, that can power each individual state for free electricity and power and energy. And so with the South Node K2 being in Aries, though, there will be that energy of already mastering the I am energy. So then you can intuitively and naturally, put your focus kind of on the collective. How you tap in to be the spiritual leaders in your own family and in your own life, and how you bring value because you have value and self-worth. and then sharing it with others. Only the way a very high vibrational, healed Neptune and Gemini person can, you know? So, Neptune and Gemini, this is been really a fun exploration. And I'm Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology. Neptune in Gemini, 2052 until 2065, July. So May to July, 52 to 65. Neptune in Gemini. Eric Taylor shall be alive. All right? Peace. Oh, and Neptune and Gemini, I just had to add, that Venus in the third house, man, the flying cars may be so translucent, invisible, and just beautiful, just like these streaks of silver and blue and green, and you're like, phew. No car crashes, traveling 200-300 miles per hour. And just, you can, maybe select the heights of your travel. Yeah. Be ready. Neptune and Gemini, you don't know what could be coming your way. 2052. Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology. Peace. Make sure you stay connected though. All right? And visualize the reality that you want with your third eye and spiritual discipline. Did you notice Saturn in Pisces, just like it is now in 2023? Saturn in Pisces in 2052. There are no accidents. All right? Spiritual discipline will have you make it to 2052, especially if you put it in now. You get it? You got it? All right. My Neptune and Gemini, Biggie Astrology. Peace.